Friends, welcome back to Learning Space, to module 14 of Learn English in a Simple Way, and this is a continuation of the verbs, and this is part 4 of verbs. Let's first look at a few of the physical action verbs and let's look at them closely. Physical action verbs denote an action that is performed physically. Let's look at this sentence. Amitabh Bachchan acts very well. Acting is a physical action. Let's look at more example sentences here. My brother bought a huge beautiful home. He did something physically. He speaks in a loud voice. Again, a physical action is performed here. And so is in this sentence which says Amitabh Bachchan has acted in the movie Sarkar. So again, this acting is a physical action that is performed. So what is happening in this sentence is that my brother bought a huge beautiful home. Who bought my brother? So my brother is the subject of this sentence. What did my brother do? What physical action did he perform? He performed an action that is bought, and thus it is a verb and you know it. But the last part is, what did he buy or whom did he buy? Obviously here the question should be, what did he buy? He bought a huge beautiful home. So the verb here bought is acting directly on a huge beautiful home, and thus this phrase is the object of this particular sentence. Here the verb bought is taking an object. That object is a huge beautiful home. If you want to find out an object that is receiving an action directly from the verb, you can ask the question what or whom, and you will get the answer if there is a direct object in there. The verbs which take direct object are called transitive verbs. Let's look at more examples of transitive verbs. Sri Lanka has sent, and Sri Lanka is performing the action, so it is the subject. And what action is performed? Sending, and thus it is the verb. And what did they send? They sent a second string team for the Lahore T20. So this is a direct object. It is receiving the action directly from the verb. So sent is a transitive verb. And the next one, he climbs. Who climbs? He. So obviously this is the subject, and the subject is performing an action of climbing. So thus it is a verb. And what does he climb? He climbs a tree. That is the direct object. So again, climbs is a transitive verb. In the next example, in biology class, let's forget about this. Students dissect a frog. Students are performing the action and thus subject, and the action itself is dissecting. What are they dissecting, or what do they dissect? They dissect a frog, and this is a direct object. And the verbs listed in these three example sentences are transitive verbs. Some examples of transitive verbs are given here. The climb. Look at the example sentence. I can climb a tree. So what do you climb? A tree. Play, I play football. What do I play? A football. Read, I read newspapers. What do I read? Newspapers. Teach, he teaches what? English. Write, she is writing what? A letter. And again, leave, he left his home. He left what? His home. Make, he made what? Coffee. Pay, he paid whom? Me. Refuse, they refused to let me in. To let, they refuse what? To let. Tell, I tell what? Bedtime stories. So all of these are examples of transitive verbs. Let's go a bit further. The Prime Minister gifted the Indian team rupees 1 crore. So if you look carefully at this sentence, the Prime Minister is the subject, that is very obvious, and gifted is the action that is performed. But what did he gift? He gifted rupees 1 crore. And whom did he gift? He gifted the Indian team. So, there are two objects here. So, the verb gifted taking two objects instead of just one. So, one is a direct object and the one is an indirect object, in the sense that on one object the action is directly performed, whereas on the other object it is indirectly performed. But still this verb is a transitive verb. It does not matter if it takes one or more than one verbs. If a verb takes an object, it is a transitive verb, and here gift is a transitive verb. More examples of verbs that take two objects. My friend bought whom me a gift for my birthday. So, there are two objects here, one is me and the one is a gift. Please bring me. So, again me is one object, what? A glass of water, another object. Leave Ramesh a message. So, whom should you leave? Ramesh, and what should you leave? Message. So, there are again two objects here. The verbs bought, bring and leave are taking two objects, and hence they are also transitive verbs. Examples of some common verbs that take more than one object or that take two objects, one direct and one indirect, are listed here. Give, give me a pen, again me and pen. Buy, he bought me a present. Make, can you make us what? Some coffee. Teach, Varun taught whom? Me, and what did he teach? Piano. Sell, I sold what? My car. To whom? To Manohar. Take, we took her. So, whom did we take? For her. What did we take? Some flowers. In the same way, show me your wedding photos. Pass me the sugar please. Can you lend me your car? It costs Santosh his job. If you look at the last sentence, Santosh his job. So, cost is acting on two objects, one is his job and another one is Santosh. The President of America works from Oval Office in White House. So, obviously here the verb is works, but note here, what is this work acting on in this sentence? There is nothing that this verb is acting on. It is not acting on Oval Office or even White House. The action is not transferred to both of them. Such verbs which do not take an object, which do not need an object, are called intransitive verbs. More examples are, he speaks in a loud voice. You could be confused with in a loud voice, but this is just a prepositional phrase that is not receiving any action either directly or indirectly. Amitabh Bachchan has acted. Again, look at this, this is a prepositional phrase again and not an object. Amitabh Bachchan is known for great acting. Again, that for great acting is just a prepositional phrase and not an object. Such verbs are called intransitive verbs. Examples of some common intransitive verbs are given here. Come to the station at 8 p.m. So, coming to the station is not receiving the action here. Sit, he is sitting on my chair. Laugh, people laugh at him. The sun rises in the east. So, again look at these prepositional phrases, come to the station at 8 p.m. He is sitting on my chair. All of these are prepositional phrases that are not receiving any action and thus are not objects. He is not responding to my mails. I run 4 kilometers every day. The kid is smiling beautifully. That beautifully is a modifier, an adverb here, but not the object. Do not cry over the losses. We arrived on time to the class. He went to Mumbai last night. Let us move on further and look at some more examples. Could you move your car please? The verb move here is acting on car. Let us use the same verb move and make another sentence. The trees are moving in the breeze. In the first example, there is an object, that is your car. But in the second sentence, there is no object, and this in the breeze is just a prepositional phrase that is not acting as an object. So, some verbs can be both transitive or intransitive in the way we use them. Looking at more examples here, he closed his eyes in excitement. His eyes is the object here. Whereas in the parallel sentence, the shop is closed for the day, no object, intransitive. Please open, open what? The window. Here the museum opens at 10 a.m. used as intransitive here. The team has set itself lofty targets, transitive here. Whereas in the next one, the sun sets in the west, intransitive. More such examples are listed here. Have you done the work I assigned you? Transitive. The new coach is doing well in his role. Is doing well is an adverb, and in his role is just a prepositional phrase. The sad turn of events changed her into a recluse. Transitive. The mood of the voters changed greatly since last elections. Again, look at this modifier and then a prepositional phrase, but no object. So, this is used as intransitive. The police stopped whom? The suicide bomber. There is an object here and hence transitive verb. The next one, after a long time, the rain finally stopped. There is no object and hence intransitive. So, some verbs can be used both in transitive or intransitive. Let us now look at the forms that a verb takes. Rookie investors usually avoid stock market, and this form is called the base form or the V1 form of the verb. Let us use the same verb in different form in another sentence here. In last night's match, India avoided defeat by bowling well in the death overs. India avoided defeat. This is used in simple past tense, and the verb avoid is changed to avoid plus ed, and this is called the past form of the verb or V2 form. The next one, India has avoided 1 million child deaths since 2005. Again, has is the helping verb that is followed by V1 plus ed form of the verb avoid, and it is called the past participle form or the V3 form. Dawood Ibrahim has been avoiding arrest by living in disguise. This avoiding is framed by V1 plus ing and is called the present participle form or the V4 form. After witnessing a terrible accident, my friend avoids taking trains. So, again this sentence is in simple present tense, but there is a different form of the verb used here, not avoid, but avoids. So, that is V1 plus S or sometimes V1 plus ES, and this is called the V5 form. So, if you have noticed carefully here, V1 form when added with ED is giving us V2 and V3 forms in the case of the verb avoid, and the verbs which can be made into V2 or V3 forms in such a way are called the regular verbs. You just add ed at the end and you get the V2 and V3 forms. Such verbs are called regular verbs. If we look at more examples here, great people do not blow their own trumpet. So, this is the base form or the V1 form, absolutely no problem here. The bus driver blew the horn frantically just before the collision. Is it blowed? No. We are not adding anything after V1. So, it is not following a set pattern. The same with the next one. The team has blown away all the chances it got and plunged to defeat. So, again it is not following any pattern. V2 and V3 are not following the pattern that normally regular verbs follow. the wind is now blowing in the eastward direction. Obviously, absolutely no problems there. V1 plus ing. Last one, the performance of Amitabh Bachchan in Sholay blows away the minds of the viewers. Again, absolutely no problem. It's V1 plus S form. So, here we have V4 and V5. They are formed in the same way that regular verbs are formed, but the change occurs when V2 and V3 are formed, and such verbs are called irregular verbs. They do not follow the pattern of adding ed at the end of V1 to make V2 and V3 forms. Thank you for watching this video.